Soccer Through the Ages, a Visual Journey. Welcome to Soccer Through the Ages, a Visual Journey, where we will take you on a trip through time to explore the fascinating history of one of the world's most popular sports. Soccer, or football as it's known in many parts of the world, has a rich and varied past that stretches back thousands of years. From humble beginnings as a simple game played by ancient civilizations to a global phenomenon that captures the hearts and minds of billions, soccer has evolved and adapted over time. In this video, we'll showcase the key moments and milestones that have shaped soccer into the beloved game we know today. So please sit back, relax, and join us on a journey through the ages of soccer. Let's start our journey by exploring the origins of soccer. While the modern game we know today has its roots in England, soccer-like games have been played in various cultures for thousands of years. As time passed, these early forms of soccer began to take on more structure and rules, paving the way for the modern game. But even today, soccer still retains some of its ancient roots and traditions, such as using a round ball and the simple objective of scoring goals. Let's take a look at some images and footage of these early forms of soccer. One of the earliest recorded forms of soccer is Cuju, a game played in ancient China as far back as the Han Dynasty, 206 BCE to 220 CE. Cuju, literally kickball, was a popular pastime enjoyed by people of all social classes, from peasants to the imperial court. The game was played on a rectangular field, and the objective was to kick a ball made of leather or animal hair into a small net or between two goalposts. Unlike modern soccer, there were no set teams or positions, and players could use any part of their body to move the ball, including their feet, legs, chest, and head. Cuju was more than just a game, however. It was often played as a form of military training, with soldiers practicing their agility, speed, and coordination on the field. Some historians believe that Cuju may have been invented by military strategist and philosopher Sun Tzu, who wrote about the benefits of physical training in his famous work, The Art of a War. Over time, Cuju became an important cultural tradition in China, with various dynasties and emperors promoting the game and even creating their teams. It was played at festivals, weddings, and other important occasions and even had its own set of rules and referees. Although the popularity of Cuju declined in China over time, its legacy lives on in modern soccer, which owes much of its early development to this ancient game. Let's take a moment to appreciate the rich history and cultural significance of Cuju. Moving ahead to medieval Europe, we find the origins of games like mob football, which were played in towns and villages across the continent. These games were often chaotic and violent, with few rules and no clear objectives. They could involve hundreds of players on each side, and matches could last for hours or even days. One of the most famous examples of medieval European football is the Ashbourne Royal Shrovetide football match, played in the town of Ashbourne, England, since the 17th century. In this game, which takes place on Shrove Tuesday and Ash Wednesday each year, players from the town's two halves, known as the Uppards and the Downards, compete to get a ball, which is actually a cork-filled leather ball, to their respective goalposts, which are located miles apart. Other forms of medieval European football included the Scottish game of Ba, which involved two teams of up to 30 players using their hands and feet to move a ball made of animal skin or wood, and the Italian game of Calcio Storico, which was played in Florence and involved teams of 27 players who could punch, kick and headbutt their opponents in addition to trying to score goals. While these early forms of soccer were often brutal and lacked the rules and structure of modern soccer, they laid the foundation for developing the game as we know it today. The birth of modern soccer can be traced back to the mid-19th century when the game began to take on a more organized and structured form. In England, for example, schools and universities began to formalize the game's rules and establish soccer clubs to compete against each other. One of the earliest soccer clubs in the world was the Sheffield Football Club, founded in Sheffield, England, in 1857. The club was established by a group of cricketers looking for a new sport to play during the winter months. At first, the club played a game that was similar to rugby but with no standardized rules or equipment. However, in 1858, the club's members drew up a set of rules that would govern their version of the game. These rules, known as the Sheffield Rules, included several innovations that would eventually become standard features of modern soccer. For example, the Sheffield rules included using a crossbar on the goalposts, making it easier to determine whether a shot had gone over the line and into the net. The rules also prohibited players from using their hands or arms to touch the ball, except for the goalkeeper within their penalty area. In addition, the Sheffield rules introduced the concept of a throw-in to restart play after the ball went out of bounds. The Sheffield Football Club became one of the most successful and influential clubs of the early soccer era. They played a crucial role in developing the modern game's rules, and their players and officials helped establish the Football Association and its laws of the game in 1863. Today, the Sheffield Football Club is recognized as the world's oldest soccer club, and its legacy can be seen in the millions of soccer fans and players around the globe. Let's take a moment to appreciate the pioneering spirit and ingenuity of the Sheffield Football Club and the impact they had on the development of the modern game. As soccer grew in popularity in England during the mid-19th century, new clubs emerged nationwide. In London, two of the most influential clubs were Blackheath and Richmond. The Blackheath Football Club was founded in 1858 by a group of former pupils from the Blackheath Proprietary School. The club initially played a hybrid form of soccer and rugby, but by 1862 they had adopted a set of rules based primarily on soccer. These rules were heavily influenced by the Sheffield rules and included many of the same elements, such as using a crossbar on the goal posts and prohibiting using hands or arms to touch the ball. The Richmond Football Club was founded in 1861 by members of the Richmond Cricket Club and was initially focused more on socializing than the competition. However, by 1862 the club had established a soccer team and began playing regular matches against other clubs. Like Blackheath, the Sheffield rules heavily influenced the Richmond Football Club's rules and included many of the same features. In 1863, representatives from Blackheath, Richmond, and several other clubs met in London to form the Football Association, FA, and establish a standardized set of soccer rules. These rules, known as the laws of the game, were based on the rules used by the various clubs, including Blackheath and Richmond. The laws of the game helped to formalize the rules of soccer and establish a level playing field for all clubs. Today, Blackheath and Richmond are recognized as two of England's most crucial early soccer clubs, and their contributions to developing the modern game cannot be overstated. In 1863, representatives from several soccer clubs in England met in London to form the Football Association, FA, which would become the governing body for soccer in the country. One of the main goals of the FA was to establish a standardized set of rules for soccer, which would help to level the playing field for all clubs and promote fair competition. The rules that were established by the FA, known as the laws of the game, were heavily influenced by the rules that had already been set by various soccer clubs, including the Sheffield rules, the rules used by Blackheath and Richmond, and others. The laws of the game included many of the same features as these earlier sets of rules, such as the use of a rectangular field, the use of a ball, and the prohibition of using hands or arms to touch the ball, except for the goalkeeper within their penalty area. However, the laws of the game also introduced several new rules that would standardize the game and make it more consistent across different clubs and regions. For example, the laws of the game established the concept of offside, which prohibits a player from being involved in active play if they are closer to the opponent's goal than the ball and the second-last defender. Over time, the laws of the game would continue to evolve and adapt to changing circumstances and trends in the sport. Today, they are recognized as the standard set of soccer rules worldwide and are used by millions of players, coaches, and referees at all game levels. The establishment of the FA and the laws of the game represented a significant milestone in modern soccer's development and helped lay the foundation for the sport as we know it today. By the turn of the 20th century, soccer had already established itself as a beloved pastime in many parts of the world. However, during the early 1900s, the sport began to take off on an international scale, thanks in part to the growth of transportation and communication technology. As soccer became more popular worldwide, new international competitions, such as the Olympics and the World Cup, began to emerge. These events helped showcase the sport to a global audience and allowed some of the era's greatest players to demonstrate their skills on a world stage. Many legendary players emerged during this golden age of soccer, such as Brazil's Pelé, Argentina's Diego Maradona and Hungary's Ferenc Puskás. These players were known not just for their technical skill and athleticism but also for their charisma and showmanship, which helped to elevate the sport's popularity even further. In addition to individual players, many iconic teams emerged during this era, such as the Hungarian Golden Team of the 1950s and the Brazilian national team of the 1970s. These teams were known for their innovative tactics and fluid, attacking style of play, which helped redefine how soccer was played and viewed around the world. As soccer became more popular worldwide, new international competitions began to emerge, such as the Olympics and the World Cup. These events helped to showcase the sport to a global audience and allowed some of the greatest players of the era to demonstrate their skills on a world stage. The World Cup is one of the most important and widely watched sporting events in the world, attracting millions of viewers and fans from all corners of the globe. But where did this iconic tournament come from, and how did it become such an essential part of the soccer world? The World Cup was first established in 1930, in Uruguay, as a way to bring together the best national teams from around the world and showcase their skills on a global stage. The tournament quickly gained popularity and soon became one of the most important events in the soccer calendar, held every 4 years to determine the best national team in the world. Over the years, the World Cup has produced countless memorable moments, from shocking upsets to stunning goals and heroic performances. Some of the most iconic moments in World Cup history include the Miracle of Bern. In 1954, West Germany shocked the world by defeating Hungary, the dominant team of the era, in the World Cup final. The victory was seen as a symbol of hope and rebirth for a nation still recovering from the devastation of World War II. Pelé's arrival. In 1958, a 17-year-old Brazilian named Pelé burst onto the international scene, leading his team to victory in the World Cup and establishing himself as one of the greatest players ever. The Hand of God. In 1986, Argentina's Diego Maradona scored one of the most controversial goals in World Cup history, using his hand to punch the ball into the net during a match against England. Despite the apparent handball, the goal was allowed to stand, and Argentina went on to win the tournament. Zidane's headbutt. In 2006, French superstar Zinedine Zidane shocked the world by headbutting Italian defender Marco Materazzi in the World Cup final. The incident, which occurred in extra time, led to Zidane's ejection from the match and was seen as a tragic end to the career of one of the greatest players of all time. These and many other moments have helped cement the World Cup as one of the most essential and iconic tournaments in soccer. Every 4 years, fans worldwide tune in to watch their favorite teams compete for the ultimate prize and witness the drama, excitement, and passion that only the World Cup can provide. Soccer has grown to become one of the most popular and widely played sports in the world, with an estimated 4 billion fans and players across the globe. But how did soccer achieve this level of popularity, and what impact has it had on cultures and societies around the world? One reason for soccer's global appeal is its simplicity and accessibility. All you need is a ball and a few friends to play, making it an easy and inexpensive sport for people of all ages and backgrounds. This has helped to spread the game to all corners of the world, from the streets of Rio de Janeiro to the deserts of Africa and the mountains of Nepal. But soccer is more than just a game, it's a cultural phenomenon that has helped shape the identities and communities of people worldwide. From passionate fans filling stadiums and bars to cheer on their favorite teams to artists and musicians incorporating soccer themes into their work, the game has become a powerful symbol of unity, pride, and national identity. In many countries, soccer is more than just a sport, it's a way of life. In Brazil, for example, soccer is deeply ingrained in the culture and traditions of the country, with players like Pelé and Neymar Jr. becoming national heroes and icons. In Argentina, soccer is a source of national pride and identity, with fans fiercely loyal to their local clubs and national team. Soccer has also had a profound impact on issues beyond the pitch. The sport has been used as a tool for social change and development in many communities, from promoting gender equality and education to fostering peace and reconciliation in areas affected by conflict. Overall, soccer's global popularity and cultural impact are a testament to the sport's power to unite people and unite communities around shared values and passions. As the game continues to grow and evolve, it will undoubtedly continue to inspire and connect people of all backgrounds and cultures around the world. Over the years, soccer has evolved and adapted in many ways, with new tactics, technology, and rules shaping the modern game. Let's take a look at some of the key changes that have shaped soccer into the fast-paced, exciting sport we know today. One of the most significant changes to the game has been the evolution of tactics and strategies. In soccer's early days, players tended to stay in fixed positions and relied on long, high passes to move the ball up the field. But as the game evolved, new tactics emerged, with players adopting more fluid positions and more intricate passing patterns. The advent of pressing, counter-attacking, and possession-based styles of play have all helped to shape the modern game and keep fans on the edge of their seats. Technology has also played a significant role in the evolution of soccer. Advances in sports science, nutrition, and training methods have all helped to improve players' fitness, strength, and endurance, leading to faster, more intense games. Goal line technology and VAR, video assistant referee, have also been introduced to help referees make more accurate decisions and ensure fair play. Changes to the game's rules have also impacted the modern game of soccer. In recent years, rules have been introduced to protect player safety, such as stricter regulations on tackles and more severe punishments for dangerous play. Changes to the offside rule have also been made to encourage attacking play and create more goal-scoring opportunities. Despite these changes, soccer remains a game that captivates fans around the world with its passion, excitement, and drama. Whether you're watching a local Sunday League match or the World Cup final, the thrill of the game remains as strong as ever. Throughout the history of soccer, there have been many incredible players who have captured the hearts of fans worldwide. Let's take a moment to pay tribute to some of the greatest players in the game's history and showcase their skills with footage. First up, we have Pelé, the Brazilian forward widely regarded as one of the greatest players of all time. With his incredible speed, agility, and technical skill, Pelé helped Brazil win 3 World Cups and scored a staggering 1,281 goals over the course of his career. Next, we have Diego Maradona, the Argentine midfielder who is perhaps best known for his infamous Hand of God goal in the 1986 World Cup. But Maradona was much more than a one-hit wonder, with his sublime dribbling skills and pinpointed passing making him a true artist on the field. Another player who deserves a place on this list is Lionel Messi, the Argentine forward who has won countless awards and broken numerous records during his time with Barcelona. Messi's incredible balance, control, and vision make him a joy to watch, with his ability to weave through defenses and score from seemingly impossible angles leaving fans and opponents alike in awe. Other players who have left their mark on the game include Cristiano Ronaldo, Zinedine Zidane, Johan Cruyff, and Franz Beckenbauer, to name just a few. Each of these players brought their unique style and flair to the game, pushing the boundaries of what was thought possible and inspiring generations of players to come. As we watch footage of these great players in action, we are reminded of the beauty and magic of soccer. Whether we're playing in the park with friends or watching a professional match on TV, the spirit of these players lives on, reminding us of the power of the beautiful game. As we come to the end of our journey through the history of soccer, we hope you have enjoyed this visual tribute to the beautiful game. From ancient China to modern-day stadiums, soccer has captured the hearts and imaginations of people around the world for thousands of years. It continues to evolve and grow, with new stars and stories waiting to be written. We encourage you to share your own favorite moments and memories of soccer with us and with each other. Whether it's a childhood game in the park, a dramatic World Cup match, or a historical moment you witnessed firsthand, we want to hear your stories. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of soccer. We hope that it has inspired you to love the game even more and to continue to be a part of the rich and vibrant community of soccer fans around the world. And, if you liked the video, hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. See you at the next one.